One of the things that's really important when you're looking at golf swings is that there has to be horizontal and vertical movement. So we've come up with a formula to help us to get the maximum effort of energy of the club and the body relative to this horizontal and vertical movement. Now right now I have this green line here. When you set up an address, you basically have horizontal at 0 and vertical at 90. So we're going to use that 90 degrees as our mark for what we're trying to achieve. So what's really important is now let's look at some of the parameters in the swing that we're going to be up against. First of all, let's look at the shaft angle at address. In this particular case, it's 48 degrees of lie relative to that shaft, where the shaft is sitting. So now our effort should be this. In the backswing, we have horizontal and vertical movement. The vertical movement is created by where the hands move. So I have a circle drawn where the hands are at address, and I'm going to track that to the top of the swing. So one of the first things we want to look at is the vertical movement. So let's watch the golf club move away, and as it goes up, we're going to watch the hands track up, and at the top of the swing, we're going to measure right where the edge of the shaft is in the grip, and that's where the vertical movement is. So let's measure that, and we find that that's 69 degrees. Now in an ideal situation, going back to originally at address when I'm talking about this 90 degrees to begin with, ideally what we'd like to have is if the hands have gone up at 69, then we want in vertical motion, then we want the shoulders turning in 21 to get to 90. That would be the key. So now we have a vertical and horizontal combination that equals at 90 degrees. And so if we look at the shoulders here, that's exactly what we have. We have a 69 degree upward vertical motion with the hands and a 21 degree horizontal turn with the shoulders. There's our 90 degrees. Now for ultimate contact and ultimate ball control, we also want to look at two other things. Number one is, let's go back to the original shaft angle at address, which was 48. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to pick up another one here. This one here is also at 48 degrees, and the shaft at the top of the swing should be parallel to it along with the left arm. So now we have all of that in the correct swing plane parallel to the original angle that the shaft was at address. So that's very important. And the second thing that's important is that when we get this club back down to impact, we also want to make sure that when this thing comes back down to that impact position, we want to get the golf club to come back down and land at impact back parallel to that original angle, which it does right in here. So there's the contact, so it's brought back to that 48. So that's really important, but here is the real catalyst to the whole thing. Not only are we looking at in this motion at the top of the swing, so we'll get back to the top there. Not only are we looking at the vertical motion, in this case we'll highlight it, 69, plus the horizontal motion of 21, equaling 90 degrees. Now let's go the other way. Let's take the 69 of vertical and subtract the 21 degrees. And lo and behold, we end up with 48 degrees, the original shaft angle. That is the catalyst to complete control, solid contact, a shallow angle of attack, a square club face the entire time, to really hitting straight, solid, long, consistent golf shots, no matter whether you're picking up a driver, a sand wedge, a medium iron, or pitching the ball. All of these things are important to look at these parameters of horizontal and vertical movement, adding those in a 90-degree fashion along with the original shaft angle at address. That's the critical issue that we're looking at. And when you get these numbers to work, I'm telling you, the ball flight changes immediately. It's solid, and you can hit great, consistent shots all the time. This is very important. And the real kicker to this is the position I have it in right here at the top. You got to get the hinge out of there, and you can't let that club cross that forearm plane. It needs to be parallel to the original shaft angle up here at the top. You do that, that club face has remained square to the arms the entire time, and you will hit consistent shots. Too many tour players today, and I'll just take a line, have their club at the top of the swing along this line, so it has crossed that forearm. You know, they have it parallel to the target line, but it's crossed the forearm, so they continually hit hooks and pushes and blocks because this is close to the original arm angle. So that's going to hit too many blocks and hooks. So as long as that shaft stays in this position here, parallel at the top to that original shaft angle, that'll eliminate the hooks right away, and now it gives you the freedom to take the arms and swing them down and release them right into that golf ball, right back into the original angle here, and now it's going to rotate over there, and you can see in here we are back parallel to the original angle right there, and then as the arm comes up and finishes, lo and behold, it's back parallel also. The right arm now has done it at 48 degrees. Complete control, all in reference to the shaft angle and basing it off a 90-degree angle to start. I hope that makes sense. If you go out and do this, I can promise you, you're going to hit so many better shots, so many straight, consistent golf shots, you won't believe it. And if you need help, hey, send us a video. Go to plainsimplegolf.com. We've got a great video package that you can consistently send us videos for a fee, of course, and we will critique and get you off in the right direction. Plus, go visit psgssr.com, get your simple swing repeater, which will help you keep that shaft consistent to the arms and in the right direction at the top of the swing, and eliminate that hinge and lag which has been giving you all those fits in the first place. This is Pete Buchanan from Plain Simple Golf. Keep it simple. See ya.